This is Colombia's biggest celebration, and yes, it's hosted in Medellin, Colombia, and I'm talking about Feria de las Flores. For over a week, Medellin turns into one giant celebration of music, flowers, culture, and Paisa tradition. This event attracts Colombians from all over Colombia to Medellin for spectacular flower parades, to all the side parties and events that happen throughout the city. And today I'm going to show you not only some of the food, but some of the events.
But I think she foreign, got passports, what's your nationality? I wonder if there's more of you. She's got my attention.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today is August 1st, which means it is the first day of one of the biggest festivals here in Medellin, Colombia, which is Feria de las Flores, or the Flower Festival. So if you don't know what that is, every year in the first week of August, pretty sure it's the first week of August, they have a huge flower festival, and it is probably the biggest event here in Medellin of the year. You have your concerts, you have all your other expos and stuff, but nothing is bigger than Feria de las Flores. So what you will see is in different businesses and establishments, they will have kind of like a flower sort of design in front of their business, representing their business. This is something super common you'll see here in Medellin. And then also too, in different malls, they'll have different designs, like in Santa Fe, which is one of the biggest sort of decorations that they have for this festival. Now, today, what we're going to be doing is just going to check it out. It is the first day, so it is not going to be as crazy as all the other days, but you do get a lot of people who come from different parts of Colombia to experience this festival here in Medellin, Colombia, as well as foreigners from other countries, but generally it is other Colombians that are coming here to experience this. It would be very similar to Colombians going to Barranquilla or not Barranquilla, Barranquilla. I was going to say Bucaramanga, but no, I think it's Barranquilla for Carnival. So this is no different than that. All right, so I'm actually here very, very early, but wanted to show essentially what this pretty much looks like. So this is the autopista, or the freeway, here in Medellin, and this is one side of it. We are here by the Banco Colombia building and the Industriales station on the metro. Now, this is the northbound side of traffic. This is just where people will walk, and this normally will be very full of people. And this is the southbound of traffic, which is where all the actual like floats and stuff like that will be. If you can see down here, there should be some coming out. This is the first day, so it's not going to be as crazy as it will be on day like 2, 3, 4. Also, it is still very early. This is a little bit later. I want to say right now it is maybe about 12 or so in the afternoon. Yes, 12:05. So it's still super early. I would say around like 3, 4 p.m. is normally when this would be like super crazy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to walk down a little bit and catch a little bit of what's going on here. All right, so I believe that the sombrero that you see everyone wearing, which is the very typical sombrero of Antiguos, I think that's how you say it, is one that the farmers used to wear. Initially, this Feria de las Flores started in the 50s and was kind of, to my understanding, a tribute of, the farmers who the flower farming. I'm probably saying this wrong, but essentially it's kind of like a tribute to the flower farming, which is something I didn't know, that it's here in Colombia. They're very well known for their flower export. So you learned something today, I learned something today. But like I said, I believe the sombrero is the typical sombrero of the farmers that, you know, in general, a lot of Colombians were farmers, so there's a lot of pride in that as well. So here we have what's called a Chiva or Chiva. These you'll see a lot in Medellin, where they basically, you know, have parties on these at night, but they also do like tours during the day. So they have a lot of different uses, but they have them all decorated for the festival today. Today is the first day, so that is going to be the Chiva festival. So there's going to be a majority of these that will be going around today.
Solo bailalo, venga, y baila pa, bra, 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 eso baila pa, bra, bra, bra.
What's up, guys? So today is the essentially not second day, but the second part of this video that I'm going to be doing for Feria de las Flores. Today is not the second event. It is actually, I believe, like the third or fourth. The second event was the dog parade, and today is going to be the classic car parade. Now, for the Feria de las Flores parade or festival, the flower festival, this is the time of year that you're going to have the most people come to Medellin. Generally, because it's just generally marketed that way, that it is the most popular time to come here. Now, I did hear that it starts at 10, so we are actually headed over right now to try to see. Now, there's a huge circuit that the classic car parade runs through, and it does happen to come right by my house where I live. which in another video, I'm going to talk about the area that I live in and why I think it is the best area to live in, just because it's so central and it's close to everything, including all majority of the major festivals like this one, Feria de las Flores. So here you're going to have a lot of people who are like starting to set up and camp out on the street of where the parade is going to run through. And the classic car parade runs on a street called Las Vegas Boulevard. This is a major street. It's very similar to Poblado Ave, which is the main street where the ciclovia is on Sundays. So I'm not 100% sure on the official start time. I'm still trying to find that out. From what I saw, it was supposed to start at 9:45. So you get people that come out here super early and set up their little like sunshades and all that. So I believe today there are two festivals. There's this one, the Classic Car Parade, and there is another one at 2, which is going to be the Chiva Festival. Got like a little DJ set up.
La ponemos al techo, Juan. Hablaste con Mario.
So what I found out is that the festival started already this morning at like 10, which I got out here a little bit late. So it started here on Las Vegas Boulevard, close to Ciudad del Rio or Monterey Plaza, if you know where that is. It then went north, and then there's a circuit that they run around, and it will end here around 2, 3 o'clock, somewhere right around there. So the cars will pass here again. So what I'm going to do is more than likely come back around that time, because the cars are already far. You can watch it live. There are people live streaming it on TikTok and Instagram if you do want to, catch it as it's going. But I'm not going to do that. I was going to try to find out where they are and catch up with it, but no point, because they're going to just come back essentially to this part at the end of it. So all the people that are out here right now that you can see in these little like tent things, they're all basically just camping out here and partying essentially until the cars come back around. So the police officer that I talked to, he told me that it'll be about 2 or 3 hours from now. So it is currently 10:16 in the morning. So 3 hours from now or 4 hours from now, it'll be around like somewhere around 1 o'clock. Now there is another festival that's supposed to be today, which is the Chiva festival, which also want to try to make it to that as well, which starts at 2. So I'm assuming this has to end before that does. Today is a holiday here in Colombia, another one of the 18 holidays that they have, national holidays that they have throughout the year. So a lot of people don't have to work today, so a lot of people are out basically to enjoy the festival.
beso, casi me echó para mí.
Oye, medalla celeste.
Essentially here I decided to go on a side quest and check out one of these side parties. So there are many similar to this one in Medellin where they're hosting celebrations where they'll have food, dancing, live music. So I wanted to check one of these out. A car club that I follow, they were a part of this one, so this is how I found out about it. But yeah guys, check it out.
Así de sencillo.
All right, what is up, people? So today is the last official day of Feria de las Flores, officially the biggest parade of the entire event. So it is early. It does start at 2 p.m. So I'm actually out here right at 2. Now, there isn't any like reserved seating or anything like that. It's kind of a first come, first serve. Majority of people do watch it from just the street, but they do have actual places where you can sit and watch it. Now, this event is the biggest one because it's the carrying of the flower designs. I don't know exactly what they're called, but this is all right, so let me try this again. All right, so today is the official day of like the flower floats. Now, generally whenever you look up anything with Feria de las Flores, these are the ones you're gonna see. Now they are over here to my left, already kind of set up and waiting, and there's gonna be people that are gonna be kind of carrying them and walking with them down the street. I'm gonna try to get some video of it. Right now I'm on the opposite end of the fence, so I have to cross over before I can actually get any footage of that. So also I will want to say, you know, if you do decide to come to this festival in the future, you do want to make sure that you be very, very careful with your phone. I can't stress that enough, because last year I did get my phone pickpocketed. So you definitely want to make sure that you are, you know, super careful. And as I said before, it was my fault. I did have my phone. I was wearing some like very loose gym shorts, and I had my phone just kind of hanging out the side of my pocket. So I completely blame that on myself. What else? There is a lot of food vendors here, so you know, if you do get hungry, you can find a lot of people selling food. Also, they will be selling the traditional Paisa hat that you see a lot of people wearing with the, you know, black strap around it. That is the traditional farmer's hat that the Paisas wore, similar to this one. No. Gracias. ¿Y cuánto cuesta?
30.
30 mil. Dale, gracias.
25 hay 25.
No, gracias.
Dame 20.
Gracias. No tengo efectivo. So that hat. Also too, by the way, whenever you're trying to buy something, don't ever buy it for what the original price is. They're always going to tell you one price, and then you can haggle and get it down lower. So you always want to make sure that you are saying, you know, trying to get it for the lowest price possible. That's almost like a general rule here in Latin America, especially here in Medellin, is just make sure that you are essentially haggling on everything. Yeah, just make sure you're haggling on everything, on the prices. If you don't haggle, they're gonna know you're a gringo. I mean, they're gonna know you're a gringo regardless, but you're more of a gringo if you don't try to haggle a price. So the first price you hear is never the official price. Just remember that. So the difference this year versus last year, you actually were able to get over to where the parade was and see it. This year, there are a lot more people, and it looks like they pushed back the fencing, so it's not as easy to get over to where the actual parade is happening, because a lot of people probably got here super early and they pretty much have taken up all the spots where you can see the parade. Now, you do have a ton of people that are walking around in this like general area, as you can see here. But the area where I need to be to actually see the parade is like super packed. And this area where I'm walking is where you need to be careful with your phone as far as the pickpocketers, because this is where they're walking around and they're essentially like looking for opportunity. So, and it can be anybody. It could be a girl, it could be a guy. So you want to just make sure that you're super careful. And honestly, I would say if you really want to come and enjoy this festival, the best thing to do is going to be to figure out how to actually buy tickets for one of these seating sides. Now I'm gonna show you guys these real quick. If you can see, there is a crazy amount of people here. Even there on the overpass, you have a bunch of people to get seats, but these right here are the best seats that you can get, are going to be on that other side. On this side, where I am, is basically just whoever can crowd towards the fence. If you're over here, you're not seeing anything at all. You can probably hear it, but you're not going to really be able to see it. So, just a bit of advice for anybody that's trying to come in the future. Like I said, if you can figure out how to get these seats on the opposite side, that is definitely going to be more of a way to go.